Hello, today's video is about things you can't control. And this coming from an old guy. I'm not 18. Life is mostly full of things you can't control. A lot of it. Who your parents are, where you were born, your mental capacity, your physical abilities, just on and on and on. There are things you can't control. Mostly life is full of stuff like that. And when you accept these things, then your life changes. There's an easiness and a flow to life that if you get into it is quite natural. And when you believe that you can change I can give you an example. I used to sing when I was younger, had a limited voice. Nothing I could do, nothing would make me a better singer because I didn't have the instrument. I'm never going to make a race car driver. I don't have the quickness of skill. When you come upon something, and this is, I think, how the Peter Principle came about, that at some point people are elevated to a point where they don't understand what they're doing, that they keep getting promoted, and maybe these make sense. But at some point, a lot of these people end up here, and more than likely your boss is one of them. They have to promote somebody, so he's there. But he can kind of function down here, but he can't function up here. Just can't do it. He's always confused, always lacking the necessary words to convey what's going on because he himself doesn't know what's going on. He hasn't the vaguest clue. Or if he does, it's a very tiny knowledge of something. And you can beat your head against the wall, and you can study, and you're not going to get beyond what your capabilities are. When you understand this, that everybody has limits, that everybody has certain skills that they can use. Take those skills and utilize them to the best of your ability. But if you don't get here, don't be upset about it. It's the nature of the world. And that's all I'm saying, is that we tend to aspire to do things we can't do. And we study it, and we try and do it, and we work with other people, and we apprentice. All these things to learn a skill that we're just not capable of doing. And we come to a wall, and you push through the wall. Now you're someplace where you don't know what you're doing. You've been elevated to a point of management or whatever, and you don't like managing people, or you don't know how to manage people, or you don't understand people. It's more to management than just telling someone to go wash a pot. There's how you treat people, how you talk to people, how you tell them what to do, how you convey what it is you need doing to them in a way that they can understand. That's good management. What we see now are people that yell about everything. Oh, that makes it better. I'll just go yell at them. They'll work harder. When you do that, you're pushing people beyond their capabilities, and failure is inevitable, and they move on to something else. Instead of giving each person, I was sort of management in the factory years ago, manufacturing a wood product, let's say, a musical instrument. And as I went through the plant, and I wasn't management, but I was technical, I would see people that were incapable of doing a certain job, and they struggle with it, and you'd talk to them about it and say, look, I just can't do it. I've tried, I can't do it. And I would wander around the plant looking for someone who could do it. And I would come upon someone who says, oh yeah, I've done that job. That's an easy one. I can do that. Would you like to trade places with this person who can't do it? And let them do your job, which is less demanding, that I believe they can do. Sure, be glad to. So now the machine works better because the cogs that fit in it are in their appropriate place, or where they should be, or what their level of expertise is. It's turned into a rambling video, hasn't it? But at least I'm not ranting. So life is full of things that mostly you can't control. Things that just happen. Lightning strikes your house, catches on fire and blows up. You can't control that. A flood comes through, takes the whole neighborhood out. You can't control that. But you can be more calm about it just by understanding that it's one of those things you can't control. You pick up, you clear off the debris, you build a new house, or you move some other place. But getting mad at something that you have no control over, and this is most of life. You don't have control of most of your life. People who think they do, you're an idiot. You're wrong. I spent a lot of time in my life trying to control everything, where things would turn out. At one point, it all blew up, and I remember sitting there thinking, okay, so I wasted a lot of time trying to control things when in the end they made no difference. The outcome was pretty much assured, and my fighting against it didn't make any difference. Now, of course, so you're thinking right now, but there are times, yes, there are times when just the right thing at the right moment will change everything. Knowing when that is and knowing when it isn't is what we're talking about. There are often times, but here's what's interesting. You say to someone, because I'm a medium and I know what's going on, I say, you should be going to Oregon. You should be going to school in Oregon because they have that whole program there that's kind of suited for you. And you'll be successful there. They'll actually pay you to go there, let's say. They'll actually pay you to go there. This is a true story. And you decide, I'm not going to do that. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, he's right on a lot of stuff, but he's not really right on this one. Then you date a boy, and you take a boy to some other part of the state or another part of the country. Life is kind of crap. Now you're behind because you didn't follow this thing. That path would have led to an easy success. Everything you could possibly want. You followed this guy who didn't know what the hell he was doing to someplace you didn't need to be, and you delayed your own progress. Now, mind you, you can't go follow this now. That's a done deal. You missed that one point where you could have done it. And life is like this. Sometimes you get one chance to get on the train. If you don't get on the train, you can't have a second chance. Often weeks are what we're talking about. You get on the train now, 2 weeks from now, you can't get on it. And that doesn't mean that this person won't find success going this other direction. It's just going to be different and harder. This one would have been the true path to an easy life. Knowing when it's time to go and when it's time to stay. That's one of the things. Should I be here? I should move to Oregon. I should begin something new. This is a great idea. I love Oregon, blah, blah, blah. Knowing the inevitability of some things and the changeability of other things. It's not genius. Geniuses don't think like that. Geniuses think everything they do is successful, and it's not. But they delude themselves into believing that. this person didn't go to Oregon and meet that person there and get that degree there and have a wonderful life. That didn't happen because they chose to follow this guy. And this fell apart. And now they're stuck in the wrong place for 3 or 4 years, delaying their inevitable. I believe this person's meant to have success. I believe they will be successful. But they fought the easy path to take the hard path. Knowing the difference, that's the key to life. Just that one thing. Knowing when to get in the river and let the river take you where it's going, and knowing when to paddle to the other side and get out of the river. That's all it is. That's the key to life. Following the natural path that takes you where you should be going. Everything you need is on that natural path. And I've given you something to think about and ruined your day. I'm going to say, no fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.